Hey everybody, it's Andy Fagan from Creative DSM. So during COVID-19, I figured that it is time to actually make a presentation about some SEO hacks that you can take as a small business. So let's be honest, SEO is something that confuses a lot of small businesses and becomes kind of a back burner item. So I wanted to present 5 things today that you can do that you've just been too busy for while you're working in your business instead of on your business. During COVID-19, small businesses have a unique chance right now to actually work on their business. And that's what I wanted to talk about today. Things that you can do so that you're up and running by the time that this crisis is over, and maybe some things that you should be doing all along the way, and a way for you to get a head start on that now. So the goal of this is to come out of quarantine with something positive for your business. A little introduction to myself, in case you don't know. I'm Andy Fagan, founder and creative director of Creative DSM Digital and Social Marketing. We focus on getting your business noticed online and creating a silent salesperson strategy through your digital presence. I've been assisting in brand launches and business growth since my time at Iowa State in 2009. And the journey brought me to Los Angeles and Miami for the past 10 years, and eventually back home to the Midwest best, Des Moines. Using creative digital marketing strategies, Creative DSM manages small business web design, search engine optimization, email marketing, pay-per-click campaign management, and social media optimization. So let's move on to the presentation. First of all, we have to talk about what SEO actually is. And this is the long-winded explanation. It's the process of maximizing the number of visitors to a particular website by ensuring that the site appears high on the list of results returned by a search engine. So in other words, this is just how businesses get noticed on search engines like Yahoo, Google, Bing, even social media. And by the way, we're going to go over a few definitions at first. So if at any time you want to check these out later, I also have a digital marketing glossary on my website. For free, if you just go to downloads, you will see the digital marketing glossary. So this is something that you can refer to later or watch this video, which is the reason why I'm recording it. So moving on to the next definition. We're talking about keyword optimization. So keywords are literally the key to SEO, but keywords are more than just words. They are the actual search terms that users are typing into the search engines in order to find your website or social profile as a result. Moving on to the next one, backlinks, otherwise known as incoming links. So backlinks are any incoming links from outside resources that bring visitors to your site. So just to mention a little bit of a hack, some businesses overlook that social media can be a source of backlinks. So in other words, when you're making these social posts, don't forget to put links in there to bring them back to your services page, your About Us page, or just visits to your blog. And just to drive home the importance of backlinks when it comes to SEO, think of backlinks as a root system. The deeper that your link roots go, the more signals that Google has that you are a trusted source of information. I tell my clients that a really good backlink is a backlink with a root system of their own. One example is a link from a chamber of commerce. In this example, you could count them as the Site C example, where they already have some incoming backlinks to them, which builds your root system a little bit deeper. Other examples of backlinks could be chambers of commerce, social media, guest blogs, directories, and partnerships. Which leads us to our next definition, which is shoulder industries. So shoulder industries, I don't really think that's an official term, but it's something that I use with my clients to define another business that shares your ideal client, but is not a competitor. One example could be within the wedding industry, there are wedding dress stores and a florist. They obviously share similar clientele, but are in no way competitors. This is a perfect opportunity to do some partnership marketing. And one way that I have found to find these shoulder industries is actually through our creative content curator, Casey from the Riverbend. She often organizes these styled shoots. So going back to the wedding industry, a styled shoot can involve a photographer, a wedding cake vendor, a venue, a dress supplier, hair and makeup. You get my point. It's a great way to meet other businesses with the chance of partnerships while promoting your business and having those partners promote your business. So with that, let's move on to our first step of things that you can do while you're working on your business instead of in your business during this COVID-19 crisis. My first step is actually to organize your keywords. So remember that keywords were the search terms that your clients are using in order to find a link back to your business. I actually do a lot of coaching sessions with small businesses that want to bootstrap their own SEO. And one of the things that I hear most often when I talk about keywords is they know their keywords in the back of their head, but haven't necessarily put it down on paper. If you're using that intuition as your own list, you're not really doing the research for how much a term is actually searched for, or if there's any possible synonyms that you could be using. Maybe you're overthinking the jargon because you're, again, in your business every day and you think that things are common knowledge. So I am challenging you during this time to get your organization together by using a keyword organizational sheet. You will begin the process of keyword stemming. So keyword stemming is a way to basically brainstorm new keyword ideas and come up with your actual keyword list. There's a step even further about using the Google keyword tool or Answer the Public or Uber Suggest that can help you find terms that have a higher search volume. But this sheet is just intended to be that first step towards the keyword stemming. So that's why for this hack is to download the keyword organization sheet that I have on my website for free right now during COVID-19 by using the code WORKIN at checkout. So just go to downloads and you will see the SEO keyword organization sheet. So usually I have this as a $10 download on my website, but again, it's free right now during COVID because I really think that this is a great time for small businesses to work on their business. And I want to do everything that I can to help these small businesses. So that being said, here is the actual template for the keyword sheet. If you will see down here, there's a few different tabs which will help you start this keyword stemming process. So the first one, I'm using an example for my business. My services include SEO, social media, website builds, pay-per-click campaigns, and email marketing. But not everybody is just typing SEO into the search bar when they want to find what I do. So this first sheet is intended to think of synonyms or ways to dig through the jargon and simplify what people are actually searching for. So when people are actually looking for search engine optimization, what they're actually looking for is digital marketing, search engine rankings, getting noticed online, online marketing, help with search engine optimization, right? So that moves on to the next sheet. The next tab in the sheet is talking about things that people are searching for on search engines. Lots of times what they're trying to do is actually solve their problems, right? So you need to get into your client's shoes, which again, there is a download on my site for the client before after grid, which helps you think about putting you into their shoes so that you can think of what problems you're actually solving for them. There's another one called Client Avatar, also free right now. that helps you kind of think through this. But the point is that you should be thinking about what problems you're solving for your clients and then speak to those when it comes to your actual keywords, right? So this column here is talking about thought provokers, ways that you can come up with keywords that your clients are searching for. So who can help, how to solve, what happens when, what do I do when, what can I buy to, how much is, when is the right time to, and what is the definition of. So one of the search terms that I want to rank for is who can help with online marketing. And then I linked it back to my internal service name so that I can keep it all organized. And you'll see why I'm keeping it organized in the very last sheet here. So then we move on to this tab, which is FAQs. Another way that people are searching for your business is actually your frequently asked questions. Maybe they've already decided that they want to hire a digital marketer or that they need digital marketing or whatever your service is, right? I'm using mine as an example right now. So again, I have a list of thought provokers, the typical what, when, price, location, timing. One of the things, again, that I want to read for is what is digital marketing? And I want to link that back to my internal service name because digital marketing is SEO, basically. That brings us to the reason why I am linking them back all to services is so that I can start ad group planning. So the last two tabs on this sheet are actually tools that you can use basically for your Google ads in ways that you can organize campaigns. So let's say, for instance, I have things that are low intent, like the what is digital marketing? I don't necessarily think that they're ready to buy at that time, right? So I don't want to bid too much on that keyword. So I'm going to ad group it in with things that are similar so that I am not spending too much on that campaign versus a high intent campaign, right? So hopefully I didn't lose you through this. If you have any questions, again, I want to do everything that I can for the small businesses during this. So if you have any questions on how to use this sheet, or ways that you can up your SEO, I would love to jump on a call with you. I'm doing some free discovery calls right now, and I will work out my best to work out some deals during this time. So anyways, back to these keywords. This is one way that I organize the FAQs. So the themes are, again, back to really these tabs over here, so that you can organize it out. The service, tied back to the service, so that when I actually do my ad group planning on Google, I can create these into certain campaigns. And then a modifier. So for instance, when people are actually like searching for your services, a lot of times they're being uber specific. And the more specific that you can be in your response, the more likely that they are to click your ad rather than somebody else's, because they realize that you're actually speaking to them. So that's why I have this column called modifier. So for instance, modifier, how do I do search engine optimization in the wedding industry? I want to rank for that because I work with other wedding industry clients and I can find a way to actually blend their ideal client together. Another thing that I want to rank for is the location. I would love to have all of my businesses here in Des Moines so that we can have a local business kind of partnership going on where we're all supporting each other. So again, I want to rank for how do I do search engine optimization in Des Moines. Another one is a brand name. Maybe somebody has already heard of Creative DSM and it entices them to click, right? So how do I do search engine optimization with Creative DSM? Meaning, what is the flow when it comes to that? And by the way, when you set up your Google Ads, you can have every single one of these keywords going to a different page. So for instance, I would have this one going to the how do we do it page. I would have this going to one of my landing pages that has to do with Des Moines. I would have this one go to one of them where it's a portfolio piece, maybe of some wedding industry clients that I have. And then the final tab makes it really easy for you to plug into Google Ads, because I have it formatted that it automatically does the way that the phrase match, the exact, and the broad match modified needs to be typed in to Google Ads in order to bid on different ways that you do your keywords on Google Ads. So I'm trying to kind of simplify this a little bit without going too over your heads, but talking to it. So again, if you have questions, I would love it if you leave a comment or email me at andy@creativedsm.com, and I would love to talk more about how this actually works. So that is tip number 1. Hopefully I didn't lose you. Hopefully you're still sticking around and ready for the next few. So tip number 2 is to actually promote shoulder industries in an effort to get backlinks, and also in an effort to get some free advertising. So one thing that you want to do during COVID-19 is to start a list of your shoulder industries. Start thinking of things that your client does in the same realm of what you do. Maybe they like certain things. Maybe it's an event-centric thing. Maybe it is just really good partnerships because they're local and you want to support local businesses. And that's something that your clients are really excited about. Of course, I love to brainstorm this type of stuff. So if you want to book a discovery call right now, I would love to brainstorm with you about what your shoulder industries could actually be. So as soon as you start identifying your shoulder industries and maybe some local small businesses that fit into that, then it's time to start a social conversation online. Maybe DMing them on Instagram or doing any type of Facebook outreach. Maybe start tagging them in some comments or some photos, and answering some questions that they have on their social profiles. And then eventually, as you start to get noticed from them on social media, you can then reach out and ask if you can maybe create something together. So my hack for this is to actually reach out asking if they want to do an expert article on your site. Number 1, this gives a backlink to their website. It also gives you content on your website, and it gives your ideal customers a way to find another service or product or thing that they are interested in, so that they know that you are an expert on them. You care about them because you're sharing this information with them. Therefore, this guest blog post or expert article, whatever you want to call it, is the door to open to further partnerships, whether that becomes affiliate marketing or ways that you can partner together and do some creative sales together, ways that you guys can promote each other. And that leads to tip number 3, which is to start a content calendar. So a content calendar, you'll want to start with a template, obviously, that has the days of the week. Don't forget to add in the hashtag holidays and real holidays. Make sure that there's a purpose behind each post, whether that's like promoting a shoulder industry, creating a backlink to your site, or reminding them about a product or service that you do. You should make sure that you're always giving some type of purpose to your posting. That way you're not just waking up in the morning saying, oh, I haven't thought of my Facebook post for today, but my fans are obviously waiting for me, so I'm just going to throw this out right now. Doing that creates stress on you, and it makes it so that your social profiles don't have any purpose to them, and you're therefore not creating any type of engagement or any type of benefit for your fans to be following you. So my hack for this, again, is that I have a free content calendar right now on creativedsm.com. Go to creativedsm.com, click downloads, and you will see an example content calendar. So let's take it over to my content calendar. First of all, it has the date. You can see down here in the sheet, there are tabs for each one of the months. There's a purpose. So each one of them has some type of purpose, whether it's talking about social proof, so reviews and stuff like that, educational engagement, or competitive. And then in this box here, it talks about example content that you could do. So FAQ about the business, fan photo, interesting statistic. When it comes to hashtag holidays, that's what I have bolded here. Those are the actual hashtag holidays. So let's say you are a baker and there is a National Chocolate Day. You may want to talk about your chocolate cake that day, or some type of thing that blends back to the hashtag holiday so that you never miss out, right? And then here is where I actually type out the content that the copy that I want to put into the campaign. That way it's already organized. Some people sit down with this weekly, some people sit down monthly. Some really ambitious marketers do this 6 months ahead of time so that it's all planned out. For me, I think that it depends on how big your team is, because this is actually a really great shared Excel sheet that you can have your team all on the same page. So again, another thing that I like to do, let's say you have one person that's in charge of Facebook, I can leave a note in here for them to be posting. Make sure that you use the caption and the photo from December 3rd in order to launch this campaign. So I have a few different platforms here. One that isn't on here is you could do podcasts as well. So kind of mark in here what you want it to do, maybe tag some people that it's their responsibility to make sure that it goes up on the blog or Pinterest or LinkedIn or Twitter, whatever you want to do. And then finally, I think that it's really important at the end of the month to actually look through the metrics. So one thing that I like to do at the end of the month, again, is to go through all of these and look at the social profiles and figure out what type of engagement this takes. So this one is a little more manual. There's obviously lots of automations that you can do to look at this, but this is something that I like to review with the team so that we're all on the same page. We realize that something works really well for this brand or that it doesn't talk to your customers at all. So analytics and data are obviously the drivers of everything SEO. So it's important to look back. It's not just preparing it and putting it out there and then people will come. It's looking at what people are actually engaging with and then tailoring the next month to that. So yeah, again, I want to reinforce that the download on my website is an Excel sheet. So you can download it and then upload it into your Google Shared Sheets so that it can live as a live document that you all can edit or that you all can tag each other in. Just a way to collaborate a little bit better when it comes to teams. So that brings me to tip number 4, which is to actually take the time to set up some automations. It's that old saying that work smarter, not harder, right? So while I don't believe that automation is something that should totally take over your marketing, I think that it's a way to not pull out your hair in a small business. So there are a few apps that I can recommend. And those are these right here that I have personally used or believe in. Again, there's many more than this. I know I left out Sprout Social, which is a really great one as well. If you have any others, I'd also love to hear it in the comments and take a look at it and let you know what I think about it, or maybe there's something that I'm forgetting. But again, these are just kind of my suggestions. And a tip for this is to go to my blog. This video is actually also in blog form on my website. So you can get the links to all of these different automation platforms. So with that being said, Tailwind app started as a Pinterest marketing platform that also lets you post to Instagram and has now grown to Facebook. So it's one of the first ones that I did, honestly, because of price. It had a really great deal. I honestly don't know what the current price is, but I know at one point it was about $150 a year. So that was a great tool for me. Planoly is a favorite of our creative content creator, Casey from the Riverbend Collective. It's visual layout and ability to cross post on Instagram and Facebook makes everything beautiful. So for you, like beauty industry or really like heavily aesthetic businesses, Planoly is a great way to plan out that visual content. Meet Edgar seems to be a favorite amongst B2B marketers because it replugs blog posts to multiple social media platforms, such as like Facebook and LinkedIn. And one tip when it comes to this is to remember to reuse your content as long as it's still relevant. So you've spent the time creating this really good content, and if it's not really good, then why'd you put it up on the blog, right? So just my little plug there. Make sure that you're always putting good content. Make sure that you're creating value for your site visitors. And once you create it, you can reuse it. Maybe someone missed it the first time. Maybe you have a new audience member, or maybe they just need a refresher. It's a great way to kind of schedule out every 6 weeks. Maybe I push out what is SEO again so that they can get a refresher on, wait, what is this that I know that I need to be doing? And what are the steps to take to do that? So again, you created the content, don't lose out, re-promote it. And then finally, if this, then that. So this one was one of my favorites when I was first starting out because its simplistic nature of the web-based platform. It has really simple commands, such as post your photo anywhere and see it everywhere. I think for the most part, it is the most cost-effective platform when it comes to marketing automations. There's also things like Zapier and another marketing automation. I don't know that I would really call it an automation, but actually, yes, I would. Sorry, dialing back, is your email marketing. When it comes to MailChimp or Constant Contact, you can build these funnels that if they open this, then they get this. If they are a client that bought this, then you remind them that. Now is a really good time to set up your automations. And another one, tip 5, is to actually claim your Google My Business. So unlike the other social platforms, this isn't necessarily a social platform that you're trying to get engagement on. You're not trying to get comments. You're not trying to make a conversation with it or anything. It's a free SEO tool that Google puts out there to help you rank with your ideal keywords. It is also a large real estate holder when it comes to search. It can take up your whole right side scroll. So I'm really active on this by putting up products, putting up categories. It's also how you get your reviews on Google. My son's trying to get in right now. Working from home during COVID, fun times, right? Anyways, so it is also a place that you can put in your mission. You can put on posts. So again, my latest post on my Google My Business actually drags you to the blog that talks about 5 ways to work on your business instead of during COVID-19. You click that button, it drags onto your blog. So these are my 5 tips. And thank you for bearing through it with me. I thought this information can be really relevant to most small businesses during this time. so that you can actually be up and running by the time that this is all over. Let's get noticed online together. Let's make some local partnerships. Let's make sure that we're promoting local businesses, and let's get through this together. So again, if you would like to schedule a discovery call, just fill out my contact form on my website or email me at andy@creativedsm.com. We can jump on a Zoom call, we can jump on a phone call, we can do some email exchanges, anything that I can do to help your small business marketing during this time, I would love to do. So with that, also drop any comments that you have, and I will make sure to get back to you with anything like that. And stay safe and healthy, and positive during this time. With that being said, I will sign off and see you again soon.